Hey, what's going on? Darian Clark here with CleatMe Recruiting, and today in this video we're going to be talking about the transfer portal and how it impacts the recruiting for not only the coaches but for the high school athletes as well. All right, so we're going to be diving into the new model, how it works, and this way you can get an idea, especially if you are a player, a high school player, get an idea of how you may want to go about trying to narrow down the schools that you're considering participating in. Okay, so we're going to be jumping into that now. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk a little bit about what is the transfer portal. Okay, so this is something that's new, which it was designed to allow student athletes to change schools and go to a situation that may be a better fit. Now, with this being a new program and a new way of doing things, it hasn't always been the way it is currently. See, previously with the transfer portal, universities could restrict you from going to certain programs, so they really wanted to control where their players that was leaving their team, where they were going. Okay, so which would lead to teams preventing them from going to another team that may be in the same conference or that's going to be on their schedule to play them. Now you got to understand, especially if you're a top level talent, to go to the competitor wouldn't really be you can see why that wouldn't really be smart. But here's the thing, now there's been some changes within how the transfer portal actually works, which it now allows a little more flexibility. Okay, so how does it work? How do you get started? See, this is mainly for athletes that's already playing college ball somewhere. Okay, so first things first, if you feel like the situation that you're currently in is not ideal, you will want to get in contact with the compliance office first. Okay, so the compliance office, what they're going to do is put your name in the transfer portal. Now, they have that generally will take roughly 2 business days to get that going for you. Okay, now once your name is in that transfer portal, see, the next thing is, this is pretty much, think of it like this. This is a free agent market at this point. Okay, so that's kind of like the mindset behind it. So now this gives a player an opportunity to go transfer to another school. Also, with this, once that process has begun, student athletes can now communicate with other coaches. They can use social media to reach out to other schools and programs. They can use their previous coaches to help them with getting into another situation, a better fit. So now you're not as restricted as you were in the past when you entered into the transfer portal. Okay, all right, next. So what does this mean now? This means now that student athletes that's inside the transfer portal, they can now transfer to a completely different school elsewhere. Okay, so when this happens, the one question I get asked, can I keep my scholarship or do I have to walk on? So here's the answer to that. You can transfer on a scholarship and be a scholarship player, or you can go as a walk-on. But that also is going to be dependent on that school if they will honor a scholarship or give you a scholarship. Okay. Now, just because you throw your name into the transfer portal doesn't mean you're locked into it. Okay, a player can withdraw their name from the portal at any time. So just keep that in mind. Now, here's the caveat to that. When you make the decision that you're going to leave the team, leave the program, and go to a completely new program, the team that you're leaving, they are not obligated to take you back. So you have to make sure that the decision that you're making is the best decision for you. Okay, so to paint a clear picture, especially if you are a high school athlete, I'm going to use the 2021 signing class of a school to show you how much of an impact the transfer portal is going to have on recruiting for high school athletes. So we're going to talk about Texas State. Okay, Texas State did not sign a single high school recruit within their 15-man signing class. Okay, this is what they did. They chose to only add transfer players from all levels of college. ranging from the SEC down to community colleges. Okay, so what that ensures them is that they're getting players that, one, has some level of experience in the collegiate world. Okay, and now they're kind of acclimated to the program. They just need to fine tune a few things here and there, but they can come in and make an immediate impact, and that's what they are looking for. So teams now, they're all about winning. So they're going to look at players that's going to give them the best opportunity to win next season. Now, let's talk about how the model actually works using the transfer portal with a new recruiting model. So you may have heard coaches like Coach Prime, which is Deion Sanders with Jackson State University, refer to the 40-40-20 model. Okay, so I'm going to break down really quick on a very simple level how the 40-40-20 recruiting model actually works. Okay, first things first, we're going to just keep the numbers very conservative. Let's just say a Division I school, for an example, which is a FCS. Say they're awarded 63 scholarships. Now I'm going to pause right there for a second. This is where a lot of the confusion comes in for a lot of players. See, normally when they hear 63 scholarships, they think that those 63 scholarships are recursive, meaning that the school gets an extra 63 scholarships every single year. That's not how it really works, okay? So let's break this down and show you why this is so important to understand the model. Okay, so 40-40-20 really is 4%, 40%, 20%. How does that 40% play out? So 40% of the scholarship, meaning 25% of the scholarship, will go to grad transfers. Now, what does this mean to the coaches? This means that they're getting a player that's generally going to be one and done. So this player has already used up a lot of eligibility, but they know they have experience, so they can come in and play immediately and make an immediate impact. Now with this 25 scholarships, it's going to vary because every player has a different situation going on. Some may have red-shirted. There's different layers that has to be considered within those 25 players right there within the grad transfer. Okay, now the next 40% is going to be awarded to players that's already inside the transfer portal. So that's 50 scholarships already gone, and they're already gone to players that have been playing college football for at least a year. Okay, so this right here, the 25 scholarships going to the transfer portal, these players have at least 2 to 4 years that they can devote to a school, and these coaches know this. They too can also come in and have an immediate impact on the team, on the institution, and the program. Okay, so that's where that sweet spot is for a lot of the recruiting for college coaches. Okay, now to put it in perspective for you as a high school athlete or as a parent of a high school athlete, this leaves roughly 13 scholarships for high school kids. Now, just like I stated here a few minutes ago, these scholarships are not recursive. Even though it's 13 scholarships, that means that pretty much breaks down to be 3, maybe 4 high school recruits a year that they will recruit. So that means that if they're putting a high school athlete on the books as a recruit and giving them funding, that means that they see something in that player. That player has that they're looking for. That player has passed the eyeball test, they're eligible, and chances are, if given an opportunity, they could step up and play in a very quick way versus needing 2 or 3 years to develop to be able to play. That's the difference when going through the recruiting process as a high school athlete versus competing with athletes that's inside the transfer portal. All right, hopefully this quick little breakdown cleared up some questions that you may have, some concerns that you may have, and most importantly, keep this in mind when you're narrowing your schools down to where you want to go, because that's going to be important moving forward. Now, like always, I want to thank you for watching. If you like the content that was just provided for you, please hit the like button for me. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be putting out a new video here soon, so just keep an eye out for it. Any comments, anything that you want to see or you're interested in learning more about, make sure to comment below. I would love to hear from you. Any feedback you would like to provide, that's also welcome as well. All right, until next time, I'll see you in the next video.